What's going on, guys? This is Brain from Advancement Hockey Advising here, and today we'll be talking about how to successfully make it through an injury. So I think we can all agree here that injuries, especially the severe ones here, are quite the terrible process to go through, right? For athletes, but also for people in general, right? Obviously, there's physical pain that can come from the injuries, which that in of itself, like if it's really bad pain, that could be a life disruptor too. But I'm talking more about the mental pain that you have to go through when you go through an injury. It's such a life disruptor, right? First of all, when you get injured, you can't do the thing you love anymore for a little bit, right? If you're a hockey player and you break your leg, you can't go and play hockey, right? For a little bit. So it's very tough on that end, but it's very tough too. Like you think, oh, am I ever gonna get better? Like, is this ever gonna heal? Am I ever gonna be the same again? All these kind of things, right? The mental pain you go through and all the things that you can't do in everyday life as well with certain injuries, it's really, really difficult mentally. This is why I wanna make this video, because I know that injuries are a very difficult process to go through. I want to share with you the things I use to get through injuries. What inspired me actually to make this video here is that I'm currently going through a pretty tough injury myself right now. It's tough sharing this, but I want to share it to kind of inspire other people to, you know, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If you do the right things, you will get through it and you will get better. So what happened about, I would say maybe a month and a half ago, a little less than that, I play senior hockey right now, and obviously there's hitting, and it's pretty rough sometimes. Basically, I got a accidental, but in the corner type thing, I got a cross check right to the throat here, and for whatever reason, right now I'm getting quite a bit of brain fog, and it's tough to deal with that. For those of you who don't know what brain fog is, anyone who's had a concussion will tell you what it is, right? It's kind of like you're unclear and things can be kind of foggy sometimes, you know? It's pretty tough going through that. I've had concussions in the past before too. Even though I didn't black out or anything like that, the brain fog is there because I'm kind of at risk, right? Any little hit or anything like that will make me a little bit more fuzzy. So I'm dealing with that right now, and that's been very tough, but there are things that I'm doing. So that being said, even though that's difficult and it's hurting my everyday life a little bit, there are things that I'm doing right now that I'm noticing is really making a difference, and things that I've done in the past with past injuries that, you know, pulled groin or a high ankle sprain or stuff like that I've dealt with. You know, I've noticed that there's key things that if you do get better a lot quicker, and the whole process of the injury is so much easier. So this is the big reason why I'm making this video here. I want to share that process with you guys, so when you do get injured, the whole process is better for you, and you recover much quicker. All right, so before we dive into this process here and what I go through and what I recommend, you know, as always, what would this video be without me recommending to absolutely destroy that like button? And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another video moving forward. The first step here of the process when you get an injury, I would say, is to identify what the actual problem is and what the root cause is here. Okay, now for some people, that's really obvious. You break a leg, you broke your leg, you got to heal that leg, right? It's quite simple. You get a scan, the doctor tells you what to do, what not to do, and you kind of go from there. Those are pretty simple, right? They're pretty easy to get over. But other ones, for example here, like my brain fog, it's a little bit trickier, right? Because I've had a concussion history. I got hit in the neck, but honestly, like certain things that they tell you not to do in concussions, like for example, exercising pretty hard, those actually help me, and all these kinds of things. And diet plays into it for me. If I eat well or if I don't eat well, I notice a huge difference. Like today I ate great and no brain fog, you know? It's one of these things that you kind of got to experiment. You got to go talk to different experts to see what their opinion is and kind of start to form a conclusion as to what the actual cause is. Because if you can pinpoint down the cause, what's going on exactly, from there you can move on to step 2, which is going to be to make an actual treatment plan here. But you can only do step 2, you can only move on to that if you know what the actual cause is. Because doing blind treatments and not knowing what's going on, it's not going to help you if you don't know what the root cause is. So knowing the root cause is extremely important. And on that note too, for me right now, it's still a little bit unclear as to what's causing it. I have an idea after talking to multiple experts and doing some research and stuff like that, but it's still unclear because it's a bit mysterious of a symptom here. So I would say if you're still in that state, still every day try, if you can, you know, try and do some research, try and figure it out, talk to experts until you really pinpoint what's going on here. Experiment with diet and all these things so you can pinpoint what's going on, and from there you'll be able to really do an accurate treatment plan. Okay, so that's kind of the strategy I'm approaching right right now. It's still a work in progress for me, but hopefully I can get it solved soon. And that's how you should go about it too. If you have anything of that sort, if you have an unclear diagnosis or something like that. All right, so segue into step number 2 here. Like we said, create a treatment plan with experts. Do not do this yourself, right? You do not want to self-diagnose things. I'm not a medical professional right now. You're not a medical professional probably if you're watching this, you know. If you're not, then go, even if you are a medical professional, I know them, they go and ask other people's opinions, right? Other professionals' opinions, and you should too. You should, and like if you have a bruise or something, not a big deal. But if it's something that's really nagging at you, that's been bothering you, go seek help. Go ask the opinion of multiple experts to see what they think, and from there you start to get a general idea of what's going on, and you start making that treatment plan that's going to help you out. Okay. One note I want to say on this: so you're going to form this plan with the experts, okay? But one note I want to say is, as you're going through the plan, pay attention as to how you feel. You know, don't completely ignore your body either. Let's say they put you on a few pills and you're feeling even worse for like weeks or something like that. You know, obviously you want medical supervision when stopping or starting treatments, but definitely, you know, if you're not feeling great, definitely make another appointment and go tell them so you can switch something up here because it's not working. You know, I think it's important to listen to your body, to listen to how you feel as you're going through this, and this really does make a difference, you know, and you're going to switch to treatment plans, and from there, you know, hopefully the next one's going to be better, and it's going to help you going forward to go to recovery here. That's it for those first 2 points there. They're important, but I can't go into it too much in depth, right, because I'm not a medical professional. I'm not someone who can, you know, diagnose people and stuff like that, and this is not medical advice by any means, just got to say that, right? Those are important though. They have to be mentioned because you need to know what's going on in the treatment plan. You need to get better. So those are the first 2 points here. Moving on to the third point, which is something I can talk about in depth, and that is to get your fundamentals right, okay? Now, what do I mean by fundamentals here? Well, we just made a video a few weeks ago talking about how to have more energy on the ice. In a nutshell, how to have more energy on the ice is to take care of your fundamentals and do the right things. But the same thing applies here. The fundamentals are the things that we know, but oftentimes we ignore. So things like sleep, having proper quality sleep and quantity sleep, right? Nutrition, you know, really as a rule of thumb, prioritize whole foods over processed foods. Exercise. Now in this case, if you're injured, you know, you want to be smart about it, you know, but you can also be creative. Let's say you have a broken arm. You can go on a walk, on a run. Sometimes broken arm, you gotta be careful there on a run, but you can do squats, lunges, all that kind of stuff. You can still do some exercise to keep your overall morale and physical health up, you know. Hot and cold therapy, that stuff is honestly huge. It's a game changer, especially on injured sites. If you ice, sometimes heat on injured sites isn't great, but you know, icing and stuff like that, cold showers, hot showers, all that, saunas, you know, those are great as well. But those fundamentals there, you know, really do make a big difference. And the reason why we're saying this apart from the treatment plan is that the physician or the healthcare professional is going to give you a specific treatment plan that you have to follow, but they're going to assume that you're going to do all these other things right? They don't have time throughout their whole, the time that they spend with you to go through all the fundamentals, making sure you're doing every single thing right. You know, that onus is on you. You really have to make sure that you do this, because by doing this, by sleeping right, eating right, exercising properly, you know, if you can, hot cold therapy if you can, and all that kind of stuff, by doing this right, you're putting your body in a state where it can you can accelerate the healing process. And this sounds a little woohoo or whatever, but it's true. If you're in good physical shape, if your body is healthy and feeling good, it will heal faster, whatever injury you have. So it's extremely important to get these fundamentals right. If you want to talk about more in depth, you can drop a comment down below if you got specific questions. You know, we can answer them. Overall, get these right. It's really going to make a big difference. All right, so the fourth thing here is to get your mindset right. I'm huge on this, and even sometimes I fall into the trap of playing the victim card or why me, or if only I just didn't have this right now. Instead of doing that, maybe circle back around and say, okay, well, first of all, is this serving me? Is thinking this way actually helping, or is it hurting? Pulling the victim card or having that kind of mindset is only gonna hurt you. It's not gonna help you in any way. It's just gonna make the whole process more difficult and more grueling. So why even pull that card, you know? So that's kind of the way I see it. You know, when I catch myself in the trap, I say, okay, listen, Braden, you know, you gotta switch that up, and you gotta see you gotta do positive reframing. That's kind of what I call it. And basically, it's not positive thinking. I think positive thinking can be a little bit delusional sometimes. I shy away from it. For me, what I see is like, okay, I'm going through this right now. You know, this injury, it's not ideal. It's making my life a whole lot tougher, you know, what are the silver linings that I can see out of this? This is kind of like positive reframing. So basically, yeah, it's tough right now, but it's gonna increase my level of resilience and how I can deal with challenges in the future. It's gonna make me appreciate my health that much more when I do get healthy. It's just gonna make me a stronger person overall. All these kind of things, right? It's gonna make me empathize so much better with people going through these kind of problems in the future, going through injuries, right? For example, I wouldn't be able to make this video if I couldn't relate to you guys. So my past injuries helped me with this, and my current injury is helping me, you know, make this video for you guys. So you see the difference there. It's not delusional. It's not me saying, oh, everything's great, this is sunshine and rainbows. It's not, but it's me reframing it in a way that I see the silver lining. And I think if you can do that, that is honestly the biggest trick or tactic that I've used for mindset, and it's worked wonders for whenever I go through adversity. So I would say for you, if you're going through this injury right now, try it out. Try that positive reframing. It takes a little bit of skill to do, but once you get the knack of it, you really do notice a big difference. All right, so my fifth and last point here is to surround yourself with a great support system. You know, even though like we can have a great mindset, I would consider like my mindset being like pretty solid, you know, most times, but sometimes I do waver, especially if I'm in pain or just uncomfortable right now and isolated, you know. If you isolate yourself and you're in pain, no matter how strong your mindset, you know, it will waver and it will like go down to negative town and to a negative mindset and all that kind of stuff if you don't have a great support system to kind of pull you back up, because when you're in pain and stuff, you're just more likely to go there, you know. So for me, you know, I have a great relationship with my parents. My girlfriend, I have a great relationship with her. My friends here as well, I have great relationships with them, and they're people I can talk to about the things that I'm going through, and that makes a huge difference. Being able to talk to someone about your pain, about your struggle, and them empathizing with you, that's huge for your support system. It makes you feel that much better. And also too, if they notice that I'm starting to spiral down to negative town and everything, they bring me back up. They say, hey Braden, come on, you're better than that. You know, they hold me accountable and they just bring me back up in those moments. And I think that, you know, it's so great having that honestly a great support system is a key thing to bring, like, to just make you going through an injury that much better. So like for you, if that's your coach, your teammates, you know, your parents, your girlfriend, anything like that, having people there to help you out really does make a big difference, and I encourage you to seek out those people. All right, so I know we just covered a ton of info here as to how to, you know, successfully get through the injury process, but I kind of want to recap the 5 main points that I talked about here to get through it. So number 1, identify what the root cause is and what the injury actually is, okay, if it's not obvious. Really important to do that with the help of experts. Number 2, with the help of experts, again, create a treatment plan so you can get better and follow that treatment plan. Number 3, get your fundamentals right. Super important. So sleep, nutrition, exercise, etc. All these things, optimize those as much as you can. It will make a huge difference. Number 4, get your mindset right. Extremely important. And number 5, have a great support system surrounding you throughout your injury. All right, guys, that is it for the video. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk to us about, feel free to drop a comment down below. Or if you're currently going through an injury yourself and you want someone to talk to or a bit of a support system, we're there for you guys. You know, you can send us an email at info@ahadvising.com. We'll get back to you as soon as you can with any tips or anything like that you'd want. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.